Good morning, I'm Jenny.
And I'm Steve.
Welcome to Wake Up with Jenny and Friends. Welcome, Steve.
Thanks, Jenny. I appreciate this. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, thanks so much for co hosting with me today. I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate the fact that you actually took the time to let me join in and participate.
Yeah, well, nobody else was available, so I figured I'd ask you.
Oh, are we on bottom of the barrel 2 or 1?
This is what I love about Steve. He can take a good razzing. So,
It's all good.
and
I
I and
almost was
I
gonna
I
wear a
take
hat.
it. What's that?
I felt I was gonna have to wear a hat because Mike and a couple other guys they had to have their hats on backwards, and
They
I
were
forgot.
conscious. You clearly are not. You clearly have confidence.
Well, that and my memory's going.
Yeah. What? How was your weekend?
My weekend was fantastic. Now that we're allowed to go golfing, I've been able to go
Ah.
out and enjoy that quite a bit. So my game sucks, but at least I was outside.
Well, hey, you know what? It's probably the first game, right? So, I mean, it takes a little bit to get back into the swing of things. Haha, pun intended. Haha.
No pun intended. Yeah, but how else can you go and spend a day where you can drink and drive a golf cart at the same time?
I mean, I don't promote it, but I could see how that could be amusing.
Now, to be fair, my next door neighbor and I golf together, and he doesn't drink. So he picks us up, takes us to the golf course. I get to drink. He drives home.
Have you ever had any cart mayhem uh, crashes?
Not crashes, but I've had the cart slide. A rather large friend of mine and I were in the cart and momentum going down a hill and went to stop, and the whole cart just slid for about 10 feet.
No way.
Oh yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking because I think if we'd been turning or anything, it might have tipped over because the guy in the cart with me was about four something.
No way.
Yeah,
So
I'm
were you doing
200,
like the Fred
so
Flintstone thing, like with your feet, like trying to
uh,
like
I was jumping. I don't know what he was doing. He was on his own. See ya. I'm bailing.
Oh no, you left a friend in need.
No, I'm saying I would have. I didn't.
Oh, okay,
If
you would
it had started to tip, I would have bailed on him.
out the door. Good to know you're reliable in a life-threatening situation.
You know, you got survival of the fittest, right?
Very true. Very true. Yes, very
It's
true.
almost like they sometimes they need to treat Corona that way. Survival of the fittest. I mean, sorry. I I work in a situation right now where it's pretty heavy, so
I can appreciate the dark humor.
yeah.
I've had many a serious career in my life, and that's how you get through it is the dark humor.
Well, I work in a prison,
Okay.
so
I just want to make it clear, it wasn't me.
no. I'll take full credit for, I mean, blame for that.
I'm innocent, and I stand by that.
Um, Innocence is only a look, Jenny.
Well, I mean, look at this face.
Yes.
It screams innocence.
There you go.
No question. What are you drinking this morning?
Well, I've never seen a podcast. I've never participated in a podcast. Yours would be the first.
Ooh.
So I had to go by your standards. So I went with the 2 drink minimum, like you'd
Uh-huh.
suggested.
Yes.
So water, because I'm trying to create
Excellente.
more water in my intake. And I decided to up my game a little bit. So I'm drinking half hot chocolate, half coffee with a touch of Bailey's in it.
Oh, a touch of Baileys. Look at you, you rascal on a Monday morning.
Well, I'm not going to work today. Screw
Oh my
that.
Do you know what? My nana, she had Parkinson's disease, and at the end of, her battle with Parkinson's, she kind of started getting a little delusional, and
Right.
her memory was going, and the whole bit. And so she got to this point where she just refused to eat, and so we had to convince her that her Ensure was Bailey's. So it was the most darling thing to watch, I'm telling you.
Oh,
We just say, "Well, fine, that's fine. If you don't want to eat, that's fine. Would you like a little shot of Bailey's?" "Oh, yes, I'll have that." Well, all right then.
woman after my own heart right there. Just my grandmother, hers was the Brandy Alexander was her favorite.
Oh, I don't know
Yes.
what that is, but sounds nice.
It's a creamy drink made with brandy.
A
So
creamy drink. Hmm.
it's kind of like a early
Hmm.
version of Bailey's, like, it came in a little fancy glass, and they weren't very large, neither was she, but she enjoyed
That's
them
what
quite
she said.
heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, damn it, I gotta watch that.
I also have a 2-drink minimum. I am drinking my ice water. I've been on a massive ice water kick lately. Um, Great for hydration, I tell you. Skin is clear as day. Um, and I have my Rampage Coffee, which I'm almost finished with, but
Right. I was gonna ask you about that because I
mhm.
saw I saw you posted it. I can order that online. I can
You
have it delivered.
can. They are a Canadian company. The coffee is fabuloso. Uh,
Okay.
the range goes from decaf to mild to
I like
almost
mine
a heart
leaded.
attack. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a leaded guy, not an unleaded.
Oh, well, you're definitely gonna love the C4 then. The C4
Oh,
blend is like
okay.
knock your socks off, like insane caffeine out of this world. Yeah. Like
You're from the medical profession, correct?
that is correct.
Okay. So I'm a methylphenidate black coffee before I go to work every day.
Wowzers. Oh my good God.
So those who don't know what methylphenidate is, I'll tell them. It's Redlin. And it's not for my
No,
hyperactiveness.
no,
It's
no, no.
actually for my sleep condition.
Yes.
So they want to make sure that I don't nod off when I'm driving to work.
Uh-huh,
So
which is always a plus. Yep.
yeah, well, I drive 30 minutes a day one way. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I thought you'd get a kick out of I'm a methylphenidate black coffee kind of guy.
Oh, I got a kick out of it, all right.
So do I. You know what? So much so that I made coffee one day with Red Bull, and
Steve.
halfway to work, I realized I wasn't in my car.
Come on. Oh my good lord. I have to I don't want to pass this opportunity to if you're just listening to the show and you're not watching it yet, you'll watch it later, but Steve has a fabulous shirt on. It's got one of my favorite things on it, flamingos.
Did not know that.
You didn't know that your shirt has flamingos on it?
No, I didn't know that they were your favorite
Oh,
thing.
I was like, "Well, you're kind of wearing the shirt, buddy." I mean, you didn't look
Well, it's almost like I was appearing like I was trying to suck up to the host, but that wasn't the case.
Stevers.
If I'd known, I'd have worn a flamingo outfit.
I flamenco outfit. Oh my gosh. What is going on in your neck of the woods? Tell everybody where you're from.
So actually, I'm in Peterborough, Ontario.
Mhm.
Another Ontario person. Apparently, you thought I was in the States.
I did. Everyone is in the US.
Yes,
The US are some sort of random bubble that no one can enter into.
right. So I'm not gonna talk to any of your past co-hosts because I'm probably gonna take a rather large ribbing because right now I work in Central East Correctional Center and we're getting hit really hard with positive cases between inmates and staff. So
Mm.
it's we're pretty serious right at the moment. But luckily for me, I don't work on the floor. I ship all the license plates for the province of Ontario. So I'm kind of isolated and off to the side, which is good.
Well, that's good. I mean, the only serious thing happening in my life right now is this red lip. I mean, I did a bold red lip today, which is, off the huge for me.
Right. Okay.
But I don't know if it's really my thing, but you gotta switch it up every once in a while.
Not that I'm staring, but I noticed.
No. Well, thank you. We have a fabulous show today. I am very, very excited. Brand new items. Let me just give you a quick rundown for those who are going to stick around for the whole show, because why wouldn't you? You'd be silly not to. We're going to talk about the 5 worst things to say at a funeral. Oh, God, this is going to be a complete shit show.
I
Our,
have 10.
You have 10. Okay, so we know Steve's sense of humor. Um, our favorite things to bake. One of the worst jobs we've ever had, interessante. Our
Mhm.
famous 3-question draw.
Uh-huh.
And a new game, a little something I like to call finish the sentence.
This could be good or bad.
It could go either way. It could go left, it could go right. I could get promoted, we could get canceled. Who knows? And rumor has it, sir, you have a tip of the day.
Yeah,
So
and I'm
I'm
hoping to give more than just the tip.
okie dokie. Um, again, welcome to the morning show. Um,
Oh, right, morning show.
morning show.
Right.
Let's get right into it.
All right.
5 worst things to say at a funeral. Would you like to go first? With your
Um, no, I think I was brought up by my grandmother that ladies should go first.
Well, all right, put me in the hot seat. I don't
We
know.
can
These are
take turns.
short. These are short, but 5 worst things to say at a funeral. First one I have is, am I late?
It's not like they're going anywhere.
Your first one?
um, just wondering who won the pool on Uncle Bob.
uh, where's the body?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you're in the wrong room.
Maybe.
Well, if there's kids there, you turn to the little kids and you say, "See, kids, this is what God does to the bad ones."
Oh my God. Way to scare them off
Scared
spirituality.
straight.
Holy Hannah. Can I get my watch back?
I had one similar to that, so I won't use it. Mine was more about $20, but um, like I said, I had a few of these here, so it's like, why is everybody so sad? Isn't there food and beverages after?
Because that's why you go to a funeral, for the food.
Well, usually where you get all the good snacks and treats. You know, the church ladies, they bake some pretty good stuff.
I have to tell you. Okay, this is not funny, but it's kind of funny. So I won't say who died because then it'll just get me in a lot of trouble, but someone died.
It's a good start.
And I mean, yeah, why else do you show up at a funeral?
Where's the wedding? Same thing, isn't it?
The groom's already dead. Okay. Someone died. I happened to be married at the time. I'm better now, but I was married at the time.
Mhm.
And we were running late, obviously, and we did not have time to eat. We went to this funeral, and it was a different cultural funeral. So
Okay.
I was unaware of what to expect. And at this funeral, they had every person attending go up to the podium and do a speech. There was a lot of people. So it was not an hour-long service. It was more like 4
Oh my God. 4 hours?
4 hours. And I could see that my husband at the time was getting very upset. And
Hangry?
I don't know if you've ever seen an African man hangry,
Oh.
but it's not a good scene. And I just kind of quietly did like the really nice thing. I'm sure it's almost over, you know. All I heard was, "Oh, I don't fucking care. I just want those triangle sandwiches." Oh my God. lost it. I didn't know what to say or do or laugh or be embarrassed or like I don't know what. And of course you're in like, a vacuous church, right? So then volume travels. So, this poor woman making her speech, and all you hear is this jackass beside me. I want the fucking triangle sandwiches.
At this point, did you slide over just a little bit and pretend you didn't know him?
I strongly was considering divorce at that point. Oh my god, but yeah, that was
Wow.
the food. Next on my list of worst things to say at a funeral, wait right here.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Can somebody hold them up? Wouldn't that be similar to stick a fork in him, he's done?
Last on my list, I have man, I am dead tired.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
There's one specific that I said I would keep till the end.
Okay.
Just all these times I asked God for something, and this is the one he answered.
My STL. My Scooby-Doo laugh is coming out.
Just to finish it off, there's a bit of a joke. It's like every time I go to a wedding, the old people come up, they poke me and say, "You're next." So I've now started going to funerals and doing the same thing.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
You picked the topic.
Okay. I know. Full responsibility. I'm totally accountable.
I had more.
Oh my god! If you're not watching this right now, you see me crying out of one eye.
You're not the only one.
Just the one eye. It's always the one eye. Oh, good lord.
Are you dying with
Speaking of food at funerals, what are your 3 favorite things? I know you're a big baker. What are your 3 favorite things to bake?
Well, I have people have the requests, but the three of the things that I actually like to bake. There's one. It's called a buffalo chicken pinwheel. So you take the dough, you lay it out, you put your barbecue sauce on, you put your shredded chicken, your cheese, and the other little bits of topping you want, and you roll it, and then you cut it into circles. It's a pain in the ass to put on the tray, but after they bake, they're fantastic. Usually dip it in ranch dressing or whatever. Like if some people like blue cheese, I do not. It's kind of gross. But I mean, whatever Caesar, you can dip them, and it's like finger food, so it's fantastic for when you're watching sporting events and stuff.
I am all about finger foods. I'm not a great how should I say this, cook. I don't really cook. I hors d'oeuvre. Yeah, we'll say that.
This is fairly easy. Now I know we'd have to make it a little more food friendly for you. Like you'd substitute with tofu or something, but little pieces of rubber. I don't know.
Pieces of rubber.
But yeah, you can even do it without that, like without the meat. You could just do it with a vegan cheese and some sort of spicy sauce if you prefer. And then
cauliflower.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, the big thing is you got to make sure the cauliflower pieces are small enough so that way when you go to roll it, you can still cut it. That's the hardest part about it.
Yeah, nice. What else is on your list?
Almond Joy Cookies is the biggest demand item that I make. It's 4 items, gluten-free. I would need someone's help to change one of the ingredients to make it friendly for you, but it's just a bit of sweet and I don't want to say sour because usually I use semi-sweet chocolate chips in it. So it does it so it's not really, really sweet, but it's condensed milk, when it cooks, it kind of caramelizes a little bit, so it's got a little bit of a chew to it. So
Mm.
that's the one that everybody always asks me for. But the one thing that I probably make the most is butter tarts. That's the one thing.
Oh, just get out of the city. Those are my favorite.
Right.
Mm.
So butter tarts are my big thing. What about you?
They're
What do you
they're
like
your
to do?
Oh, what I'd like to bake? I love to bake cookies. Just I love baking cookies. Cookies are just fun. I like to make a classic chocolate chip cookie, and I know I'll probably get flack for this, but I like to burn them a little bit on the bottom. It just
Okay.
like not burn, but just like toasty,
Yeah.
because it gives it when they cool, they get a little crunchy.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that bit. Um, I also make this really cool banana fruit pie. So it's super, super easy and simple, and it's so healthy you can eat the entire thing. And I legit have before.
Wait a second. You
Um,
said healthy.
it is,
This is baking. Baking
yeah,
sounds so
it's healthy. Say it with me, healthy.
Sorry.
um,
How much sugar's in that?
well, there's no added sugar. I know, disappointed, but it's a graham cracker crust.
Oh, see, I like graham cracker.
Yeah, right. And then what you do is in a blender, you blend bananas and then whatever other fruit you want, except for like pineapple. You can't really use pineapple because it won't set. But morning show, easy. Bananas, and I usually do berries. So mixed berries and bananas. And then you pour that mix, you mix it up really well in the
Yep.
blender, and then you pour it into the crust, and then you put it in the fridge and let it set for like 2 hours, and it comes
Oh,
out like, oh
it's a no
gosh,
bake.
it comes out firm.
That's what.
Oh god. um but okay. The next thing I like to make,
Sorry, but it's a no bake. You don't have to bake it.
it's a no well okay, yes, it's a no bake, but I consider that a baked
Well,
item.
no,
It's a
it's still
dessert.
baking, but the point is that you don't have to actually put it in the oven for it to finish.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Okay.
what she said.
Said
um
no girl ever.
and the final thing that absolutely love making, and I love making these when I have like time, because I do really like fancy ones,
Mhm.
are cupcakes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do like the really fancy like marshmallow flower tops and
Okay.
like all the different kinds of piping and all that kind of stuff. So, excuse me. Yeah. My voice in the morning is always.
Always dry. Um, I actually learned to decorate cakes at my first part-time job at Baskin Robbins.
Hmm.
So
Wowzers.
yeah, I've had some pretty cool part-time jobs, but yeah, that was what. So even to this day, I still give people tips on how to decorate a cake the easy way. So you take a coloring book.
Hmm.
So you take the picture you want, you take that out of the book, put on a
Yeah.
piece of cardboard and put cellophane over top of it. Then you outline it with your icing, put it in the freezer, and then you
Oh.
freeze it. And then you take the long thin spatula, you slide it underneath after it's frozen, and you can slide it right onto the top of a cake. That's the
Look at
easy way.
you, smarty pants.
That's something I've never been accused of.
That is an excellent idea. That is so ingenious.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
So and it's great because you can do all kinds of colors, whatever kind of pattern. Just trick is you got to make sure that it's frozen. That's all when you go to slide
Hmm.
it
Wowzers. That's
off.
very, very cool. Well, speaking of jobs, what is the worst job you've ever had?
Well, I have a worse job and I have a worse moment in a job.
Okay, I'd love to hear
Which,
it all.
which would you rather have?
I'd love to hear it all. Let's go with worst
Okay.
job first.
Okay. So the worst job I ever had, I worked at 1850 Levi's in the mall.
Okay.
I was working at Foot Locker and I worked at 1850 as well and was asked to work there by the manager. And the reason it turned out to be the worst job I ever had was I was the only male that worked there, and I
Hmm.
was the only one not allowed to use the till.
Okay.
District manager, for whatever reason, didn't feel that I was qualified enough to work a till. And anytime I had to do anything, I was kind of treated not like the rest of the staff. So
Oh
kind of
no.
was kind of treated, in my opinion, poorly.
Mhm.
But it took the manager a month to tell me I was fired because because the district manager told her to get rid of me because I got in
Oh
an
my
argument.
gosh.
So that was the worst part-time job I ever had.
I'd
I've had a
say
lot of
so.
great jobs.
Mhm.
I also worked in a shoe repair store.
Oh,
When again, all work while I was working at Foot Locker, I worked all these other part-time jobs.
yeah.
And one day, a gentleman came in from riding his motorcycle. He'd been riding it all day. Took his riding boot off because the heel had come off, and
Hmm.
needed me to replace the heel on his boot.
Mhm.
He'd been wearing the boots all day.
Hmm.
So, needless to say, they were not the most pleasant of smell.
Gotcha.
But I didn't have much of a choice because that was my job. But yeah, so worst experience was probably having to replace the heel on a boot.
Oh man, that
That is,
would suck big
yes,
time. Too bad you couldn't give him the boot.
almost.
um, the worst job I ever had was being a transcriptionist. Oh, fuck me. My God, that was just terrible. Terrible.
Transcription.
Transcriptionist. So, um, it companies or doctors or lawyers would send you their audios, their audio
Oh, okay.
recordings of
Yeah.
their documents and stuff like that, or people who were doing interviews for like a magazine or a TV show or whatever. They would send you their audios, and you'd have to transcribe it. So you'd have to type out word for word what everyone said, like each person, and like a whole yeah
Oh,
thing. Oh my good God, was it ever like brain frying?
what was the biggest challenge? The different language, like the different accents, or
No, no, it was the volume of things not being clear. Like you'd have to re-listen to things over and over. And with transcription, you get paid by the minute, but by the minute of the recording. So
oh,
yeah, so
yeah,
they could send you a 15-minute recording, but if it takes you an hour to do it, it's like,
right.
ugh, it was so annoying. That was probably the worst job ever that I had.
You win on that one, just so you know. Keeping score, you win on that one. Your job sucked way more than mine.
um, I've had some good jobs in my life. I had some good careers. I have sought some revenge on some people who were pretty shitty in jobs, and I feel pretty good about it.
Well, the job I have now, I was only supposed to be a 6-week sick fill-in,
Oh well, there you go.
and I'm just coming up to 25 years.
Oh well, someone's not paying attention.
Apparently, I'm winning.
Hashtag winning. Well, let's move right along to our 3-question draw.
All right.
My first question for you, sir: would you rather
Ooh.
walk across hot coals for 7 days in a row or wear a tutu to work?
Oh, tutu. I'd, I'd wear the tutu in a heartbeat.
Let's just pay attention to how quickly Steve answered that question.
Well, you know what? My personality, like, let's be honest. Yes, I would take a huge razzing. Yes, I would be given a lot of grief. But you know what? When it comes down to the end of it, at the end, people are going to go, oh, "It's just Steve."
That's what she
Really,
said.
that's what she said. Yes. Um, I've never had a mohawk in my life, and last summer, um, with everything going on, I
Yeah.
was clipping my hair short,
Mhm.
and um, I went zip, and it was a fairly straight line. So I thought, well, zip, and I did the other side, and I had like the perfect centerpiece, and I had it up until Christmas. And
Really?
yeah, so I actually dressed up as Santa for Christmas. So here's this big, huge, bushy beard, and if I took my hat off, Santa had a mohawk.
That is so cool. That is
So,
so cool.
and working in the prison, I daily the guys I worked with daily giving me the gears about the fact that I like had a mohawk. My mom giving me a hard time about a mohawk, like, oh my god, you're going through a midlife crisis because I have a mohawk.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. We have
Uh-oh.
doggos in the background.
Uh-oh. I'm surprised my daughter's cat hasn't made an appearance. So
Well, I'm deathly allergic to cats, so it's a good thing she doesn't. I mean, I probably wouldn't, sneeze over
Not
the camera, but you never
mm,
know.
yeah.
Deathly allergic.
Yeah, me too.
Question number 2.
All right.
If you could own any exotic animal, what would it be?
Oh,
Mm,
I don't know. That wow.
yeah.
I'm, well, definitely not an alligator. That would be painful.
Okay.
Let's go something a little less aggressive. Um, uh, a lemur.
a, a
A
sorry,
lemur.
a lemur?
A lemur. It's a form of a monkey. It's
No,
they're
no,
small.
yeah, I'm just surprised that that's what you would pick. Out of all the exotic animals, you
Well,
pick a lemur.
because you know what? A lot less cleanup. Let's be honest. You get some of those other animals. I don't want to do the cleanup. Not a big enough pooper scooper for them,
Mm,
right?
okay. I mean, lemur it is.
And it just reminds me because as my daughter when she was younger, she used to watch the Bear in the Big Blue House,
Okay.
and Trilo was a lemur, and it just reminds me of her. That's all.
Aw, that's cute. That's cute.
Not really. It's all I got.
No. My a third and final question. What is one thing that scares you? And don't say me, please. I hear that all the
Um,
time.
no, actually, I have a fear of drowning. I swim all the
Mm.
time, but anytime I watch a movie and there's people underwater, I catch myself holding my breath. I had a friend when we were little, he drowned. So I would say that
Oh.
really, I don't, I can handle bugs if I see them coming.
Mhm.
I jump and scream like a little girl. If I don't, like, I'm not gonna lie, I do. But I mean, if I see them coming, it's not a big deal. Snakes aren't, again, not like, as long as I know they're there, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just my daughter I had a bad experience with my daughter once. She took her water
Oh.
wings off, so thank
Oh.
God nothing happened bad. Didn't phase her. She didn't know any different, but it was just a momentary. She took her water wings off and stepped into a pool, and I was right beside the pool talking to the neighbor, and I turned and looked, and so the water was here, and she was bobbing up and down a couple times. She was just tall enough to push back up, but I almost knocked the neighbor over, jumped in, grabbed her without hesitation or thinking, and she picked me up. She's looking at me going like, "What are you doing in the pool?" Like,
Oh my goodness.
my fear of that was a big one.
I bet. Oh my gosh. Do you have if you look at your palm, do you have like a starburst shape anywhere on your palm at any
I'm not
point?
sure. You want me to hold it to the camera?
Well, take a look at it. Take a look at your palm. Do you have like a little like a star, like those, those crisscross stars?
Yeah,
You see it?
on my dominant hand, yeah.
Yeah, that's the fear. That's a fear of drowning.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. There's a lot of them, so I must really be afraid of drowning then.
Yeah, you should just not shower.
No, I can't do that. I do that every day, right after I use the washroom.
Oh, you see? Did you poop this morning?
I did.
Good.
Unlike Michael, I don't, I will have my poop. I don't take my coffee in with me, but
Oh,
I
Mike.
have my morning constitutional and check to see if I've got any updates, but then I jump into the shower.
It's the
No.
only way to do it. Morning poops are the best.
Yeah, it's a long trip to work if you don't go beforehand.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you don't wanna go in your hand, so you might as well do it in the morning.
Ooh, that's not good. So I guess it's my turn to ask some
It
questions.
is. I am Curaçante.
Um, okay, so I know that your grandparents were a big influence on you, correct?
Yeah? Are you gonna make me
I don't
cry?
know the whole background. I don't need to. So I'm going to ask slightly alternate to that. So other than your grandparents, who's the one person in your life, not family member, that had an influence on you when you were younger?
Hmm. Um, I would say, and it wasn't younger as in a child, but in my younger years, in my late 20s, early 30s, um, my friend Daryl.
Yep.
He was my best friend. He's sadly passed a few years ago.
Right.
Um, but he was the best. We talked every day. He was that friend where we could just talk about anything and everything, and there was never any judgment
Right.
ever. Like, and it was just the best friend. It was just the best friendship in the world, the best friendship in the world. And he really taught me a lot about just going with the flow.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
All right.
yeah, I'd say
Ready for
Daryl.
ready for number two?
Number 2.
Huge. Um, I had a couple of different ones, so but I think I'm gonna make it a little bit lighter for you. Because
Okay.
I know you have this fascination with if you could have been, you'd have been an actress, correct?
Okay. Oh
Okay.
my god.
So I want to know of these four pairings,
Mhm.
couple pairings, who
Yep.
did it better? So you've got Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler.
Okay.
You've got Matthew McConaughey and Katie Hudson.
Mm.
You've got Richard Gere and Julia Roberts.
Okay.
And you've got Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock.
I've got to say Gear and Roberts.
Okay,
One one.
which movie was it for you?
Oh, obviously it was Pretty Woman.
Really?
Yeah.
Not Runaway Bride?
No, I didn't really like that movie. I didn't You know what I didn't like about that movie? One, that they brought back the line from Pretty Woman and they used it in Runaway Bride, which I didn't like because I don't think you should recycle a line if it's
Right.
not a sequel. Like, yeah, and I get it was kind of supposed to be like a takeoff of the Pretty Woman,
Mhm.
but I just didn't like that. And the other thing I didn't like about was her freaking inconsistency, like always running off, always running away. Like, what the fuck is with that? Like,
That was the
that
title of the
annoyed
movie.
me to no end.
But that was the title of the movie.
I know, but that's why I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I was like, this man clearly loves you. He's like committed to you, and you're just gonna keep being like wishy-washy and in and out and just like, oh, go fuck yourself. It
Yeah.
was just
That's funny because that was the answer to one of the questions I was going to ask, but I chose not to. It's funny you should say that. Topic change. Um,
I don't know where that was
on
going.
a side note, I won't. This isn't my question, but I was going to ask you if you ever have to stop or end an argument. What's the best way to end an argument?
No, just slap them. I mean, no, 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 no.
You tell them to go fuck yourself
Go fuck
because there's
yourself.
no response to that. There's no rebuttal to that. When somebody tells you that, conversation's over.
I mean, what is the best way to end an argument? I know this is not your question, but what is the best way to end an argument? I mean, I don't, I'm a firm believer you don't go to bed angry.
Me too. You
And I
can't hang the
think,
phone up unless you both say goodbye.
yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. The people who hang up on people,
Well,
like,
yeah. Wait,
were you
what
raised by a human? Who brought you up? Like, who hangs up on
no
people?
matter how mad you are, you if you don't want the conversation to go on any further, you can't come to a common ground,
Yeah.
then you just have to say, you know what, we're not going to get anywhere. We should end the conversation and we should just say goodbye right now and talk later.
Yeah.
But not enough people are adult enough to do that. That's the problem.
Yeah, I find a lot of people really just not equipped in the communication department, are really childish in handling emotions sometimes when things get heated. And I think communication is the key. And anywho, that's a different subject
Well,
for a different time. But
I'm a lot older and I'm just learning that now.
yeah,
So,
well,
oh wait, I'm seasoned, not
you're
old.
seasoned.
Seasoned. Okay, so my third question for you is:
Mhm.
everyone has one small knack in life. What's yours? And what I mean by that is there's always something that people can do extremely well. They don't know why they know how to do it. It just comes naturally to them. Mine's touch. For some reason, I have this innate ability to, if somebody's having an injury or a problem or whatever, I'm good with touch. I should have been a massage therapist. I broke 3 bones in my hand, so I can't.
Mhm.
So relationships have benefited from it, but I couldn't do it as a career.
Yeah.
What's your one small knack that you're really good at?
Um, I do have a knack for figuring out medical mysteries.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, that's in large part what I did when I had my nutrition practice when I was in clinic.
Mhm.
I would get all the patients with the really strange, weird diseases and idiopathic symptoms that nobody knew what was going on, and I would just like figure it out.
So you're the Columbo of the medical profession.
Yeah, it was like pure house.
I didn't want to do the house reference because that was in the previous podcast, which I did watch.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you liked the
Not
show.
lupus. Is that the answer?
Yeah, it's never lupus. It's never lupus.
I did my homework.
But yeah, I do have a knack for that. I also have a knack for just really understanding people. For languages, I can understand many of them.
Mhm.
I'm not fluent in a lot of them, but I do understand them. And sign language, yeah.
Right.
So I do sign a bit as well too. So yeah.
Yeah. See, and I guess the other knack that I would have is those who can't play coach. And I'm a really
Mm.
good coach. So for some reason, I always get asked a lot of relationship questions. I'm not in one, haven't been in one for a very long time, but I, for some reason, am that person that when somebody asks a question, I can be straightforward and blunt and honest and just say,
Yeah.
well, have you looked at this? Have you, this the
Yeah.
situation? And because I'm outside looking in, it's easy for me to say something, right? It's
Sure.
totally different. And it's just funny to see how much that makes a difference for some people.
Absolutely. One hundo. That brings us to our next game. Uh,
Yes, I
I'm
would.
very excited for this. Um, I wasn't sure how many to choose, so I only choose two. I only oh, good lord, where is my grammar today? For the
Easy for
love
you
of
to say.
ducks. I have made 3 grammatical errors today, which is so unlike me. I am a stickler for grammar, and
Just blame me.
uh, I must be dehydrated. I don't know what's going on, but that is the third and final. It's not happening again today. I mean, I'm just gonna start sticking S's on everything I say. Um,
Challenge accepted is.
exactly. Um, okay, so this game is called Finish the Sentence. I'll start us
Yes,
off.
I'm a little worried about this one.
Oh, well, I mean, you interpret it however you interpret it, but this is the game. Here we go. Are you ready?
Alright.
Are you set?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, go for
It was long, thick, and squishy, but in the end,
it. It dried out and got firm. Huh.
okay. Number 2.
Sorry.
The farmer finally reached around to grab a pair of
Them nuts.
Oh my god.
Again, you picked the topic.
Okay. Okay, you go.
All right. The older I get, the more I.
Fart.
Oh, wait. Smell or no smell?
Well, let me tell you this. Let me be very specific. Let me tell you. If your a little bit of trivia here. If your farts smell, you're not digesting protein. If your farts don't smell, you're not digesting carbohydrates.
You're welcome, because I saw that previous.
Okay. Whew.
Oh, see, I had three, so I'll go. I'm working on three things right now.
Okay.
What three things are you working on? Oh wait, well, you know
What
what?
3
Never
things
mind.
are you working on, Steve?
We'll go to the other one
Go
because
to the
apparently
other one.
that one didn't blend very well. Can we rewind?
Yeah, we could do that. Do the other one.
All right. Freshman year, my roommate sat me down day one and was like, "Heads up."
The cocaine here is really bad. Oh my god. Oh, I enjoy this one. This is a game where I'm gonna have to play again.
You need to next time you do this, maybe throw a third
We
one in
need
there.
to
I
do
think
it.
you could
Yeah,
throw a third one in.
absolutely, absolutely. That was, I like this one a lot. Rumor has it, sir, you have a tip of the day.
I do. I took a bit to think about what I wanted to approach this. Kind of depended on how how the podcast was going to go and which direction I would take my tip of the day because I
Hmm,
had two.
uh-huh.
Um,
Well, you're lucky.
so
Most guys only have one tip.
hey, I've learned the happier you're in the end, the happier we are in the end. That's what years of seasoning and experience gives you.
Okay. I can't with you. Ooh.
Okay, what was the topic? Oh, tip of
Your tip of the
the
day.
day. Okay, so people need to be the same or be the same person privately, publicly, and personally. And you know how you are with that is how you are as a person. And if you are, you're happy. And as an example, it would be I just saw a post I didn't agree with on social media. I kept scrolling.
Mm.
Try it sometime. It doesn't hurt at all. But just in case, don't forget, every day can be Throat Punch Thursday.
I love it. Every day can be Throat Punch Thursday.
Yep.
I love that's an excellent tip. I
Oh,
love
thank
that.
you
Steve, this has been an epic show. Super fun. I can't wait for people to see the show, listen to it, watch it. I've had a ton of fun. Thank you so, so much for joining me today and co hosting with me. This has been a blast.
Thank you very much for having me. I truly appreciate and take this a huge compliment to have be on your show. So
Oh, well, I thoroughly enjoy it. Thank you so much. Oops, helicopters. We, we want to remind everybody to subscribe, like, share, comment, follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube, watch the show. Um, have a great week, sir. And before I forget, tell Josh I said hi.
oh, actually, yeah, Josh, he was looking forward to hearing from you. So I will.
Okay. Well, thank that's nice. That's lovely to hear. It's so good to see you, my friend, and we will connect soon. Have a great week. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Jenny. You too.
Bye bye.
Bye.